Have you ever found yourself speaking Japanese and you know the words, but it just doesn't quite flow? Like the nuance isn't there.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe you're trying to explain why something's happening or give some advice or even just guess about something and it feels, I don't know, clunky or maybe too blunt.
That's such a common feeling. It's that point where you realize, oh, language isn't just words A, B, C. It's about how they link together, the feeling, the context.
Right, the intent behind it.
Exactly. You're moving past just stating things, like facts and into actually expressing yourself, connecting.
Well, that is exactly what we are diving into today. Welcome to the deep dive. We're taking a deep look at some really crucial stuff, specifically from Genki 1, Lesson 12.
Ah, the grand finale of Genki 1. It's a big one.
It really is. Our mission today is to unpack 6, count them, 6 essential grammar points from this lesson. Completing this lesson, it really feels like you've built a solid foundation, right?
Definitely. These structures, they really boost your everyday communication. You start expressing things like reasons, obligations, even how likely something is, with way more clarity, more naturally.
We're not just talking definitions here. We want to show you how these things actually work in conversation. Think of them as like power tools for your Japanese.
That's a good way to put it. Once you get these, you'll find yourself expressing a much wider range of ideas, sounding, well, more like how people actually talk.
Get ready for some aha moments, hopefully.
Hopefully. Let's do it.
All right, let's get started. Kicking things off with something that adds this really key flavor to your speech. The explanatory tone. We're talking he's, or maybe more formally.
Yeah. This is fundamental for natural chat. Genki introduces Rio, which is super common, but it helps to know it's basically a casual version of a Rio.
Which itself comes from Rio.
Exactly. And then in really relaxed everyday talk, you'll hear it crunch down even more, sometimes just a chirp.
So crucially, it's not a direct because. Like, ole. That's a different beast.
Not quite, no. It's more like you're signaling, okay, here's the context, or here's the background info, or this is the reason that clarifies the situation.
Like saying, the situation is such that, or here's the deal.
Precisely. You often use it when you're answering a question, explaining something, or maybe even before you give some new info that the listener needs to, understand what's going on.
Setting the stage.
Setting the stage, yeah. Think about it like this. If you just say, my head hurts, that's just a statement.
Okay.
But if someone asks, why do you look pale? And you answer, my head hurts, that's why.
They connects it back.
Right. It directly explains the paleness. You're not just dropping a fact, you're giving the reason for what they observed.
Okay, that makes sense. So how do we actually build sentences with it? Let's start with verbs.
Sure. With verbs, it's pretty flexible. You take the short form, could be present, past, negative, potential, whatever, and just stick or raw on the end.
So say someone asks, Kucher, did the meeting finish already?
Okay.
And maybe I was the one giving the presentation. I could say, oh, raw.
Exactly. I talked, and that's the explanation. It implies your talking is the reason it's done, or it's the relevant context for the meeting status. It's not just I talked. Full stop. It's more connected.
Got it. And negatives work too.
Oh, yeah. I'm not eating yet because, the reason might be implied, like you're waiting or not hungry, but the raw flags it as an explanation for why you're not eating.
Okay. What about I adjectives? Like expensive or spicy?
Those are simpler, thankfully. You just keep the final on the adjective and add or ed or are.
So it was expensive, but with that explanatory vibe.
Right. Perfect example scenario. You went shopping, came back with nothing. Friend asks, why didn't you buy it?
And you say?
Boom. Context provided. It was expensive, that's the reason. Super concise, super natural.
Nice. And for present tense, like if something looks spicy.
Same idea. Someone asks why you're hesitating to eat something. You could say, Stren, it's spicy, that's why. Explains your hesitation perfectly.
Okay, now the tricky one, or the one people sometimes forget. Na adjectives and nouns.
Yes, this is a really common slip-up point. For na adjectives and nouns, you must put buk before us, or cannot forget the r.
Right, so quiet, a na adjective becomes?
It's quiet, that's the situation.
And a noun, like shen child.
And think about the context there. It's not just stating they are a child.
No, it's like explaining behavior, right? If a kid's being noisy, you might say to another adult, like, hey, they're just a kid, that's why they're acting this way.
It implies understanding, maybe asks for leniency.
Exactly. It
Right.
softens it.
Right.
Or for identifying someone, like a teacher. If someone asks, who's that ack? Replying Ilcher isn't just saying teacher. It's explaining their role in the situation. That's the teacher. And that's why they're here, why we should listen. Again, context.
So that is super important for those two categories.
Absolutely crucial.
And this also means that when you're asking for an explanation, you use right? It's like saying, so what's the story here?
Precisely. You're prompting them for that background, that reason. You're showing you want to understand why.
Okay, let's try a slightly longer dialogue snippet to see it in action. Maybe two friends meeting up.
Sounds good.
Friend A sees friend B looking a bit off. So A says, "Oh, you look pale. Did something happen?" See? Asking for the reason.
Mm-hmm.
And friend B might reply, sure, hey. Yeah, actually, I drank too much yesterday, that's why." Using the casual ooh.
Ah, the casual eye, okay.
Then maybe friend A relates. Using row to explain their own fatigue and throwing in a re, which we'll get to later.
Right. And B could respond. Because work is busy, using row to explain their own fatigue, and throwing in a re, which we'll get to later.
Right, and B could respond, "Hi, I'm your Quaker," is just the super casual version of her.
Yeah, exactly. So the choice between uri, ru, and it all boils down to politeness, formality, who you're talking to. But using o or ro definitely makes you sound less formal, more natural in casual chat, less clunky than saying or all the time.
Key takeaway, then, isn't just because. It's about providing that crucial context, helping the listener grasp the why behind the what.
Couldn't said it better myself. Essential for smooth conversation.
Okay, tool number 2 in our kit. Expressing too much or excessiveness with sunning.
You will use this constantly. It's incredibly versatile.
So it attaches to words to show something is happening to an extreme degree, right?
Exactly. An excess, an extreme. Could be an action, could be a quality.
Let's start with verbs. How does that work?
Simple enough. Take the verb stem, the part before air, and just add tron.
So, sunner, to eat, the stem is sunno.
Becomes to eat too much.
To talk. Stem sum becomes talk too much.
The stem roll becomes work too much.
To court to work.
Step becomes
Yep,
work too
so
much.
Got it. Seems easy.
It is for the positive. But here's where learners often pause. What about saying too little or not enough?
Right. How do you do that? Is it like, semi grow? You got it. That's exactly it. It looks weird, I know. You take the short negative form like sit, not eat, chop off the final, and then add shin.
So, inting plus sir blue sir?
No. Means too little. Literally, it's like not eat too much, but it means eat too little. Same for osin. Drink too little.
Okay, that's a bit of a grammar twist, a double negative thing going on.
It is. It catches people out. But once you see the pattern negative stem plus hiri means too little, it clicks eventually.
Good to know. What about I adjectives, like expensive?
Much easier. Chop off the final and add rin.
So expensive becomes too expensive. Makes total sense. If it's re, you probably say, oh, share.
Exactly. Or busy becomes too busy. A very common modern complaint, that one.
Tell me about it. And nor adjectives.
Even easier, maybe. Just add directly. No in needed here, unlike with bris.
Oh, good distinction. So quiet is just too quiet.
Yep. Or convenient becomes too convenient, which might be good, might be bad, depends.
That brings up a really important point. Gregory often sounds negative, right? Like drank too much usually implies, a hangover or some bad consequence.
Often, yes. That's the default feeling for many verbs.
But it can be positive.
Absolutely. Think about you.
Too beautiful.
Right. It doesn't mean badly beautiful. It means so stunningly, overwhelmingly beautiful. Or too fun. Doesn't mean the fun was bad. It means it was incredibly, extremely fun.
So context is everything.
Everything. Same grammar form, totally different vibe depending on the word and the situation. Positive or negative.
Okay. And I think I've heard used as a noun sometimes, like anur.
You have, yeah. In can act like a noun suffix. Sur means it's too much eating or that's overeating. It highlights the act of excess. You also hear a lot, meaning that's overdoing it or That's going too far.
Good one. And how does itself conjugate? Does it act like a verb?
It does. It conjugates just like a regular ichidan or ru verb.
Okay, so if I wanted to say drank too much in the past, and will probably eat too much.
Got it. Okay, let's try a conversation, maybe reflecting on a party the night before. Bit hazy.
Uh-huh. Perfect scenario for Cindy.
Friendai fundi talks a key. Seriously, awares. Man, everyone drank too much yesterday, huh?
Friend I. Big Harsel. Seriously, we even went for ramen and totally ate too much.
Friend I. Speaking of which, Ando's snoring was like unbelievably loud. That really hits the extreme annoyance.
Friend B. Maybe it was Ando. Maybe it was Ando.
It was like, I almost need earplugs. Haha. And that quick wick is very casual, almost like, oops, my bad. Not a deep apology.
Yeah, good point on the casualness. So red is super practical. We can probably all think of things we do.
Or things in our environment that are real. It's a great way to make your descriptions or complaints more vivid.
Definitely adding that to the active vocabulary. Okay, grammar point number 3. Giving advice or recommendations with her.
Ah, another super useful one. Very versatile.
Let's break it down literally first. Is like direction or alternative.
Yeah, or side marks it. And R is good. So literally, this side alternative is good.
Implying it's the better course of action.
Exactly. It's often a gentle but clear way to suggest something.
Okay, for positive advice, like telling someone they should do something, this is the weird one, right? You use the past tense short form verb.
That's the one. Short form past tense verb plus er. So, hi her means you had better eat or you should eat. Even if the advice is for now or the future. Why past tense? It feels counterintuitive, I know. The nuance is like saying, it is good if you were in the state of having done this. It frames the recommended action from a perspective where it's already completed and resulted in a good state.
Huh. Okay. So it would be better if you had eaten, were in the state of having eaten.
Kind of like that, yeah. Or it would be better if you had gone. So if someone looks sick, you say, you should go to the hospital. You're saying the state of having gone is the better one.
Okay, I think I get it. It's a perspective shift. What about negative advice? You shouldn't do X.
That's more straightforward. Short form, negative verb, plus not drink.
So one drink becomes one drink shum. You shouldn't drink.
Exactly. See someone about to drink something dodgy. Or someone working crazy hours. You shouldn't work too much. Notice the fresh sneaking in there, too.
Combining the powers. Nice. Can you add emphasis to this advice?
You sure can. Tacking on R or yo adds a layer of explanation or gentle persuasion, like you're explaining why it's good advice.
Example.
Maybe someone's always tired. You could say, oh, R souls adds concern, maybe implies you expect them to agree it's good advice.
Okay. And combining with again, like your work example, or maybe a won't you. Perfect. You really shouldn't drink too much alcohol. Very precise advice. Or you could add a reason. Or you really should exercise every day because it's for your health. Using R.
Does adding make it polite?
Yes. This is the polite form. Just is more casual, used with friends.
And is there a past tense version like, it would have been better if...
There is, but it's less common for giving advice. It's more for reflecting on past regrets. For present-future advice is the standard.
Good to know. It seems like a friendly way to give advice, but maybe be careful with tone. Could it sound pushy?
It could, yeah. Tone matters. Generally, it's helpful, but deliver it gently unless you really need to be firm.
Okay, let's try a little conversation, maybe focused on health advice.
All right.
Friend B. Lately, I just feel a bit off, you know? Using it there.
Friend B. I see. You should drink a lot of water every day. Straightforward advice.
Friend B. Yeah, and you should sleep early. Because it's better not to stay up too late, you know? Combining advice with red and a reason.
Friend B.
Friend B, should I also eat breakfast, maybe? Asking for more advice.
Friend B shows how easily it fits into recommending better habits. Definitely.
All right, grammar point number 4. Another way to say because or so.
Ah, yes. The sibling of Eicher.
Similar structure, right. Reason first, then ere, then the result or situation.
That's right. Reason plus consequence.
But here's the crucial part, the nuance that really elevates your Japanese. The difference between afra and era. This is big, isn't it?
It's huge and often poorly explained. Okay, long story short. You use error when the speaker feels the reason is, like, objectively valid, obvious, or something the listener would naturally accept as a given.
Like an undeniable fact or a commonly accepted truth.
Exactly. If the reason is something you can see, or it's just a general truth everyone knows, error usually fits better. It feels a bit softer, more polite sometimes.
Example.
Raining right now, so bring an umbrella. The rain. Observable fact. Clear, accepted reason for the umbrella feels natural.
Okay, so how is different then?
It is used more for reasons that are maybe subjective, uncertain, the speaker's personal opinion, or just not immediately obvious or agreed upon.
Ah. So if it might rain?
Right. And might flags uncertainty. The reason isn't a hard fact yet, so it might rain later, so bring an umbrella. They might flags uncertainty. The reason isn't a hard fact yet, so it fits better.
That's a fantastic distinction. For the clear, factual, accepted reasons, for the more subjective, uncertain, or personal ones.
That's the core of it. Getting this right makes your Japanese sound much more nuanced, also tends to sound a bit more polite or formal than when explaining things or making requests, because it presents the reason less subjectively.
Okay, usage rules for verbs.
Short form verb plus would. Pretty standard.
I talked, so it's okay. Implying the talking is the clear reason it's okay.
Exactly. Or watsa bukang, work finished, so I'm going home. Clear cause and effect.
I adjectives.
Keep the hang, add up. It's expensive, so I won't buy it. The expense is presented as a clear, factual barrier. Or 清谈的做事当活动. I'm busy, so please help me. The busyness is the clear, stated reason for needing help. And na adjectives and nouns. Back to needing up. Yes. Just like gis, you need 8 before ang for na adjectives and nouns.
So he like, if you were just a kid, so don't worry. The being a kid is the factual, understandable reason. Perfect. Or I got a fever, so I won't go to work. Fever, clear, objective reason. And for nouns, it's Sunday, so the department store is crowded. Sunday is a fact, leading to the consequence. Exactly. You can even use it for feelings if they stem from a clear situation. Like your example. I didn't go anywhere this year, so I'm a little sad. The not traveling is the clear reason for the sadness. And stating preferences. Agir, I don't like red, so please give me blue. Presented as a simple fact about your preference.
Right. Now, while short forms are the norm before ren, you can technically use the form for extra politeness. Like hin, it's much less common in daily conversation, sounds quite formal, but good to recognize if you hear it.
Okay, stick to short forms mostly. And in conversation can kind of imply what comes next, even if you don't say it.
Yeah, because the reason is presented as so clear, like,
Friendo hin, got plans this weekend.
Friend B, I have this week off, so.
Friend A immediately gets it.
Friend B, oh, well then if you're free, want to catch a movie.
Exactly. The rune clearly implies I'm free, leading naturally to the suggestion. That's the beauty of that.
Very cool. Okay, 5th grammar point. Getting into obligation. Must or have to. This looks like a jungle of forms.
It really does. You see SC from Sarger, Herser, Sarah, super in Sarah. You see CM is Sarah. He likes it works. It's overwhelming at first glance.
Phew. Okay, deep breath. Do they all basically mean the same thing?
Pretty much, yeah. The core meaning is must or have to. The main difference is formality and maybe a tiny bit of nuance. My advice. Don't try to learn them all at once.
Yeah, advice.
Pick one formal one, maybe for writing or very polite situations.
Okay.
and pick one casual one you like the sound of. Is super common or even shorter. Just get really comfortable with those first.
I like the sound of that. Short and punchy.
It is. And why do they look so complicated? Often it's this double negative thing. It literally breaks down to something like, if you don't do X, it cannot go, it's bad.
If not X, then bad, implying must do X.
Exactly. It's roundabout, but that's how the grammar evolved.
So how do we form these? You mentioned the negative stem.
Right. Take the short negative form of the verb, like nigh form. Drop the final of, that's your stem. Then add your chosen must ending.
Okay, let's try near to eat. Short negative droprin gives stem.
Perfect. So stem plus n, stem plus must go.
Seman.
You got it. Same process for others. do. Short negative. Must do. Must. The stem up him. Must come.
Okay, the pattern makes sense. Let's see some examples in sentences.
Sure. Go to eat lunch. Very everyday.
I have to go back to America. Maybe a deadline or something.
Or more formally. Woo senpa, I must write the report. Work context.
And combining things. Like maybe after that party. I drank too much alcohol. I have to quit. Uses rare and near together. Very realistic thought.
So choose one casual form, like or practice it. What about that T form? Any special feeling there?
Sem can sometimes feel a bit stronger, like there's a definite negative consequence if you don't do the action. If I don't do X, something bad will happen.
Okay. So it could feel like, if I don't quit, it'll be bad for my health. I'll get in trouble.
Exactly. It emphasizes the negative outcome of not doing it.
Let's try a dialogue about chores, that universal obligation.
Always fun.
Person A. Ooh, it's the weekend, but I gotta clean my room apartment, Using era.
And remember, Tino often means the whole apartment, not just one room. Makes it sound even worse.
Good point. Person B, her, really, do you absolutely have to do it today? That fear really amps up the must.
It does. Means no matter what.
Right. Person A. Yeah, 'cause my friend's staying over the day after tomorrow, so I have to finish it by today. Using jurors suggesting it be bad if it's not done. Right, implies embarrassment or unpreparedness. Person B. I also gotta do laundry, but honestly, it's boring, isn't it? Plus that dash showing reluctance. The classic have to, but don't want to. Person L. 这个无这么要紧. Person R, RCR. Person R. 好，程度怎么自询? RCR. Why does housework never end? A universal event. But it shows how these obligation forms weave into normal complaints and plans. Definitely captures that feeling. Okay, last one. Grammar point 6 for Genki 1, lesson 12. Expressing probability with heacher or arshi arsleet. Right. As your main tool for saying probably or expressing likelihood. And R is question form, used for politely asking for an opinion or guess.
Exactly. Very useful for avoiding putting someone on the spot.
So for sitting probability, it will probably rain. How do we form that?
You attach directly to the short form of verbs and I adjectives. For now adjectives and nouns, you add directly after the word itself, no or needed before it.
Okay, so verb, not adjective. We have a verb, not adjective. Probably quiet.
Right.
Now. Probably nagano.
Perfect. Straightforward attachment.
Now, you mentioned something interesting about weather reports.
Ah, yes. This is fascinating culturally. Japanese weather forecasts almost always use certain, it will probably rain tomorrow.
Even if it's like a 99% chance.
Even then, it's seen as more modest, less assertive. It acknowledges that the future is inherently uncertain, even for meteorologists. It's a kind of linguistic hedging or politeness.
Wow, that says a lot. Avoid sounding too definite.
Exactly. And this applies beyond weather, too, to other predictions.
Can you add extra probably words?
Sure. Aukeutabun is the most common word for probably or maybe. You can stick it at the beginning of the sentence for clarity. You're saying, probably it'll be hot again tomorrow.
Okay. Now, the question for most form. How is it more polite than just slang?
Heels is great because it asks for the listener's opinion or guess, not necessarily a hard fact. This gives them an out if they don't know the answer. It prevents potential awkwardness or embarrassment.
Ah, smart. So instead of asking Hiujo, Shio, are Kyoto's leaves still beautiful, demanding a fact?
You could ask, Wujo, do you think Kyoto's leaves are still beautiful? It invites their impression, their best guess. It's softer.
Makes sense. So, Seo, do you think they can eat?
Right. Or if you're inside, asking about outside. Do you think it's cold outside? Less demanding than asking, is it cold? And I should can give you. Do you think that person is from Nagano? Asking for their best guess.
Exactly. It's a very useful politeness strategy.
And there's one more informal use, like a tag question.
Yeah. But often with a rising intonation at the end.
Used casually, it means right or S, isn't it? Seeking agreement or confirmation. Like ramen's delicious, right? Perfect. Or tomorrow's a day off so we can sleep late, right? It's cold today, right? Or confirming info. Ejan saldos. Endo's from Nagano, right? Quick casual check. Okay, let's try to weave a bunch of these together in a final conversation. Weekend plans again, maybe after that party. Let's see how many we can fit in naturally. Yeah, I gotta clean, you know? Using Arjuet and Arche. Using Arche any tree.
Friend A. Seriously, even though it's Saturday, you must be tired, right? Informal wing, seeking agreement. Friend B. Seriously, even though it's Saturday, you must be tired, right? Well, yeah, but my mom's coming next week, so I absolutely have to do it by today. For reason, I compulsion, era consequence. Friend B. Friend B, I see. Tough. But it'll surely get clean, right? For positive probability. Friend B. Hope so. Friend B, will you? Ersiwe. By the way, you drank too much yesterday, right? Plus informal. Willio, iu. Mui. Wow, how do you know? Actually, I have a hangover. Her explanation. Friend Ak, charity. 是因为好好子了，而已。买了东西去考，跌多有 Rick. Course you do. You drank that much. We're going drinking again today too, right? Probably. Double for certainty. Second, maybe a mix of asking, predicting. Strong reason. Friend A. Huh. Probably will drink more than yesterday, I guess. Plus, stating probability. Friend A. Oh no. Am I going to get another hangover? Is that the deal? Asking for clarification of this probable future state. Perfect. It really shows how these all interlock in just a few sentences of natural chat. Adds so much color. What a fantastic deep dive into Genki 1 Lesson 12. Wow. So, quick recap. We hit the explanatory how. Expressing too much with GA, understanding that nuanced because getting obligation down with hiemen and its variations.
And expressing probability or asking politely with is.
These really aren't just abstract rules, are they? They are serious tools for your conversational toolkit.
Absolutely vital. They add depth, they add nuance, they make you sound so much more natural. You can explain why, give advice that lands well, talk about what you have to do, guess about the future. It opens up so much.
So what this means for you, listening right now, is that your Japanese can become way more precise, much more engaging. You can really start expressing yourself more fully.
Mm-hmm. So maybe this week, when you're watching anime or listening to Japanese music or whatever, try to actively listen for these. Can you spot N being used for an obvious reason?
Ooh, good challenge. Or notice how often weather reports really do end in jersh.
Exactly. Listen for them, and then, the important part, try using them, even if it feels awkward at first. Experiment a little in your practice.
Definitely. And as we wrap up Genki 1 with this lesson, here's something to maybe think about.
A provocative thought.
Yeah. How much of learning a language like Japanese is about grasping not just the dictionary definitions, but all that unspoken stuff, the context, the cultural assumptions baked into the grammar?
That's a deep one. Japanese grammar, with its focus on context, indirectness, shared understanding, it really does reflect certain cultural values.
So how might paying attention to these subtle layers, like the difference between fin and erker, or why Zurus is used so much, how might that change how you see things, even beyond just the language?
It's a fascinating question. Does learning the grammar give you a new lens on communication itself? Maybe even on relationships or expectations?
Something to chew on. We really encourage you.
Yeah.
Revisit these 6 grammar points. Play with them, make them yours. They're foundational.
Absolutely. Keep practicing, keep listening.
And definitely join us for future deep dives as we continue exploring the amazing world of Japanese. Until next time, keep digging deeper.